We are back. We are so back. The kids are rejoining Horizon Vote Tactics as we head to Rayquaza Rising after Pokemon Horizons in episode 68. So straight off the bat, we find out they're going to be heading to Kitakami to meet Briar as the Bravasagi arrives. Immediately, the reunion is wonderful. Seeing Crocodile hug Charizard was so cathartic considering Roy's fresh off his win, and Free congratulate the kids with everyone welcoming them home. And with a hand sign, we're off to the skies again as we get the new opening. This is so exciting. I adored Terastal debut, but the Horizons I fell in love with was all about the adventuring of Rising Volt Tacklers. And knowing back to that, having everyone around again, I'm already sold on a new arc within a minute. And knowing we get to explore Land of Kitakami next, which was such an incredible DLC, we're just set up for success. We do get some typical back-to-life stuff on the Bravasagi with Liko waking up in her room, which I think was a nice parallel to Terastal debut actually, beginning in her room back in Paldea. But we get Roy and Crocodile figuring out their old song now, that Fuecoco has evolved, and the kids reunite on the deck as the Dragonite flies by, with an awesome reference to Dragonite the loading screens for going between regions in Scarlet and Violet, with Roy and Liko being both happy to be in the sky again. We get some ideas on how the ship has changed in a little sequence. It looks pretty cool to see how much all his work really done. And a big tease about the ship having a new ace in the hole, which is definitely a Chekhov's gun if I've ever seen one, as Freed and Cap forbid him from touching the button that would activate it. Also some Tatsugiri have joined the crew. The kids wind up on the flight deck and Freed has something for Liko, looses his belt, and the 3 Pokeballs of the heroes they've encountered so far. Terapagos frees 3 Pokemon and requests them to challenge the kids now they've been through training and gotten stronger, which is a pretty exciting premise, especially as the kids' Pokemon want to take them up on this. So it's Liko vs Arboliver, Dot vs Lapras, and Roy vs Galarian Moltres, which is crazy! My goat Roy has been through it, but honestly, everyone puts up a solid match here, as Florigato is fairly matched up against Arboliver, using its agility to avoid moves and collide magical leaves. Crocodile seems worried about Moltres considering how hard they got cooked the last time, and Moltres is going all out from the get-go with Fire Wrath. But Crocodile pushes back with Stolen Tantrum to nullify it and prevents the effects of Moltres had, again colliding pretty equally with Flamethrower, staying letting an Air Slash. And Dot takes in her match wanting to use Grace and Smarts, avoiding Lapras' Ice Beam as it makes a nice battlefield. She definitely seemed a bit more on the ropes here, but it's definitely keeping her cool. Florigato uses its buds to get a strong acrobatics in. Crocodile amps up its fighting spirit to launch a disarming voice against Moltres, and then Quaxwell leverages the Ice Battlefield to skate in and low-kick Lapras in the head. I really didn't even consider they all had a super effective move against their respective hero they're fighting. That's really cool to see. And yeah, that helps them, but it's really great having the chance to see the hero shine again here. Dot's being smart and tactical, Roy's amping up Crocodile's fighting spirit, and Lika's leveraging her partner's abilities. It's not the most exciting action off the bat, but we're seeing them kind of bring out their partner's abilities like in their own unique ways. It's well written to establish these are different versions of our leads to the ones who had left Horizon Vote Tactics to train. They've got the experience and ability to bear against these crazy odds now. We know where they were against the heroes before, and they're doing well to stack up against these benchmarks. This of course leads everyone into Terastalizing and launching one last big attack, and while the heroes aren't defeated, they're satisfied with the kids' progress, and as Liko says, the kids are standing their ground. Terapagos calls off a battle and the heroes return to their balls. Freed and Cap give their approval and reiterates they're heading to Kitakami to research Terapagos, and then find the rest of the heroes, opening up Rakua. And after a Nidofing livestream, we find out Zoa's watching as he and Konya reiterate their loyalty to Amethio, who appreciates their help and is really relying on them now. And before you know it, because of the upgrades, Rat Kitakami like that. Meanwhile, on the ground, Perrin has encountered Cleavor. What a fun little episode. It's not mind-blowing, but it restores the old status quo. The kids are travelling again with Horizon Vote Tacklers, which I've said that was the Horizon I fell in love with. It feels good to be back. It's like a homecoming. Isn't great as the episode? No, but it puts the direction of our next adventure, which is sure to lead to fun and exciting times. Seeing the kids fight on pretty fair footing against the heroes though, that's great. You can tell that the heroes are probably holding back to some extent, but the kids were helpless against one of them while together before. Here they all take one-on-one and do well. It's a test rather than going all-out battle, but the kids are even deemed worthy of testing is a pretty big step up. I feel a bit bad for Roy and Crocodile in this case, because they're the only one up against the Legendary, but they held strong. It's nice to see considering the goal of Rayquaza. I enjoy the pride Horizon Vote Tacklers have with the kids. They've really seen them from the start of their journeys, and I think a lot of how they feel is how we'll feel watching as an audience. All in all, it's a great reminder of what's love about these characters after time away from them, and episode is better off being that rather than immediately going full throttle. Also, look how it's shot on Roy and his Pokemon re-ending. This isn't relevant at all, but I just love it.